Sammi Rotibi, we just want to thank you for taking out the time in your busy schedule to pursue this wonderful interview with us.
Oh,
thank
love
you.
it. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Right on.
yes.
So
So we'll get right into it and ask you this question foremost, because sometimes when people watching an actor on TV, they have a perception. So who is Sammi Rotibi outside of when the cameras are rolling and when working?
Well, I think let me so this thing doesn't keep link. I'm just like you. I'm just like the regular Joe, man. I'm just easygoing, outgoing. I love to travel. I love wow. I do a lot of things. I like sports. I love my sport that I really like a lot is soccer. Because originally I'm from West Africa, Nigeria, but I was in London, but I've been in the States since I was 16, went to Miami, then LA. So I love soccer and I love watching soccer. I love hiking. I love going to the movies just like everybody else. I love theater and I love meeting new, interesting people and going to new, fun, interesting place. I like doing stuff impromptu, I like when you don't really plan and you just kind of like, it's like we're sitting down. It's like, why don't we just get out of here? Let's go check this out. Let's go do that. And, I think that's great. Just living life, not getting too serious about it, and just appreciate every day that we're here and be grateful and thankful for every single day.
Absolutely. That's great. That's great.
That's wonderful. Now, throughout your career, you have been cast in some huge films, television shows, etc. What actually inspired you to become an actor or get into film?
Well, the funny story about that, which I have said many times before, I never really wanted to be an actor. As African parents, it's so strict. Is either you become a doctor, a lawyer, or something prestigious because you have to take care of your family, But while I was 18, while I was in Miami, I was working part-time at a bank, and one of our clients, it was a commercial bank, and one of our clients was a talent agency. And they're like, wow, you have a great look. You should try to be, acting, model. And I'm like, no, thank you. You try to get me to write my death sentence. I ain't ready to die yet. You better back up. But as time went by, I think it was when I got to LA and I got to do a play called Jonin. And Jonin is it's like a Black slang in like Black fraternities in like a Black university like Howard, Morehouse. And I played this kid, Willie, who was an exchange student from Africa. And he's trying to get acclimated. And he's trying to get in with the Black fraternities, and they look at him and they make fun, like, here comes who, like making fun of me. And I worked with some really young Black actors that were coming up back then. And being on stage and performing is one of the most daunting and scariest experience, but it's also the most elating, euphoric experience you can ever go through. And I always tell young actors, like, I think it's so important before you decide to be an actor to do theater, because that's where the passion, that's where the love comes from. And to go through that and then transition into film and television. And I was fortunate early on to be able to work with to be in the same movie. My first independent film was, I got to work with Lawrence Fishburne, and Cicely Tyson was in it, Bill Cobbs, Art Evans, in a movie called Always Outnumbered, directed by Michael Apted. And it was a Walter Mosley adapted book that was made into a movie, which is called Socrates, and which is a great book. So they made it into a movie, and working with those caliber of actors, like as a young kid, and it was such an amazing experience. And it's just something that I just, this is what I, you know, there's nothing that comes close to this feeling. And being in front of this amazing Black actors and just doing their thing, and you're just like in awe, you know. So yeah, I was fortunate from there, slowly but surely, just putting in the work and working hard and studying as well. And as time went on, you know, doors started opening, you know, from doing the work, you know. Yeah.
Nice.
So, did I answer your question? I think I felt like I kind of went on the tangent. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What, did I kind of answer it a little bit?
Yes.
Now, Sammi, with your longevity, when you first started, did you see yourself being this successful?
Did I say that again?
When you first started, did you see yourself being this successful?
Well, that's kind of like, I mean, you would hope. It's like, you know, in everything that you do in your life, in your career, in whatever career the ultimate, the goal is to be successful, you know. Yeah, I mean, I was going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. I am successful. It's all a mind thing, but it's not what I'm, you know, it's like people that crave fame and fortune. That's not what it's all about. It's about you doing the work and love what you do. That, you know, you see actors, for example, actors in New York doing theater, they don't get paid a lot, but you do something and someone sees you and you shine in it, and someone says, I'm going to give you a break. I'm going to give you an opportunity. Then doors start opening up, and then you become successful, and then you become famous. But I don't think about it. I just love what I do. And I just so happen to be getting paid at it. You know, not a lot of people can say, you know, some people just going to work and just clock in and clock out every day. But I'm blessed to say I'm doing what I love doing, which is acting. And so I don't think of it, to be able to do that and get paid for it within itself is a blessing. Now there's different levels. You know, Jay-Z, like when you hear his story or listen to the way he talks about, a lot of people don't know what actually the work we put in as artists. And days when you ain't getting shit, you know, there's no money. I remember back in the day, we used to count pennies to go. There's this place in LA called Del Taco. And you buy a couple of soda, when you put your pennies together, you could go in and you could get free refills. So you get a coffee going and you count pennies. We ate burritos. I mean, we're struggling actors. Yeah. And that's why they said that ramen noodles is an artist's best friend, you know, because when you're hustling, you ain't got, you know, you don't really have a lot. So, you know, but then when you believe in yourself, you just keep doing the work. And as time goes on, someone's going to notice you and recognize you. And then your work speaks for itself because you put in the work. And then that turns into people recognizing you, people wanting to work with you, and hence success. Hence, you know, the money.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's totally relative as far as, you know, success. It's on the person, on the individual, how you view or count success, I guess, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I'm going to ask you about this because you have a film coming out in July called The Forever Purge.
Yeah, that's got a huge following, man. A lot of people. I'm so excited. Unfortunately, actually, the studio sent me the film, the link to the film to watch. We only have 72 hours to watch it. And last weekend, that's when I went through the dentist stuff and all. And so by the time I got a chance to even try to log on, the 72 hours is over. So I'm going to go watch it in the theaters like everybody else, because we're not going to have a premiere because of everything that's going on It's going to be limited, you know, and so I haven't seen it, and I had the movie, but but all this went through. But anyways, go ahead with your
So you like going to the movies to see yourself in the film, or you rather just be in your comfortable spot and just checking it out?
I don't really like watching myself that much. I think probably maybe I could have watched it, but I like all the movies that I do, I only watch it once, because in movies that I've watched twice, you're never satisfied. As an artist, you should never be satisfied. Because then oh God, maybe I should have done that. Maybe what did blah, 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 you know? So you just gotta let it be. It's just like a painter that paints. Their painting is never finished. They just get to a point and they finish and they just, put it up. And we, the audience or people, just go and you take your own interpretation and meaning from it.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm never satisfied. So I always feel I could do better. So, and sometimes I decide I don't like my voice. I don't like the way I look. It's, I could change this, I could change that, or I did the scene one way, I should have done this way. So a lot of times I don't like watching myself. I just watch maybe one time. If there's a premiere, I go to a premiere and then boom, done. On to the next.
Understand. Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
You play the role of Darius. Can you tell us what was it like playing that role?
It was fun. It was fun playing the role of Darius. I think one of the fun things about it was also working with the director, because I'd worked with him. I had a series on called Mars, where I play an astronaut, a brother playing an astronaut. That's a beautiful thing. It's on Nat Geo. It was on Nat Geo, Fox 21, and it was Imagine was one of our producers, who's also producing the show I'm on. And Everardo, director whom I worked with, was also directing. So getting a chance to work with him again was such a blessing. But playing Darius was pretty cool. Initially I had auditioned for the first Purge years ago, and and my buddy that I know, Edwin Hodge, Artist Hodge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Artist was in Underground. What was that? He's done a lot of stuff. He's working on a lot now. So his brother Edwin, who was older, he got the role years ago. Now, years later, and this is the finale of Purge, and this is the bigger one, and I get this one. Wow. You see the journey,
Yeah.
And I think this is like the 4th or 5th, and it's the final Purge movie, not the series, the movie. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of a cool thing, I'm finishing it, and this is even bigger and better than the other ones.
That's the universe speaking to you. It comes around and around.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
So that's a blessing. So, but playing the role of Darius, he runs this meatpacking company, and the lead actress play Ana de la Fuera. She works there, and she's kind of like the one that she's like my right hand employee, because she's Latina, and I communicate with the other. She kind of puts all the other girls in check because she understands the language, and she's like my right hand girl. But it was a fun experience. It was fun working on and also Blumhouse, to have that relationship with the Blumhouse institution is a beautiful thing.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned early, Sammy, you work with I didn't say artists, but actors, actresses, actors like Bruce Willis, Lawrence Fishburne, Nicolas Cage. You also work with Holly Hunter, Samuel Jackson. Was there any actor or actress that ever left a long-lasting impression on your life or career that inspire you to this day?
I think getting a chance to, I mean, I think it's every artist's dream to get an opportunity to work with a director like Quentin Tarantino. In Django, I've been in Django Unchained, and also getting a chance to be on set with Samuel L. Jackson and watching, which goes back to what the point I was trying to say about doing the work and let the work speak for itself. When you do the work, it's like when they say, when you build it, it will come. What's that, you know? And being on set and watching Leonardo DiCaprio and Jamie and Samuel L. Jackson, especially Samuel L. Jackson doing a scene, and it was amazing. It was like masterclass. And then he finishes and he goes, Quentin, I could do better. Do you want me to do it again? And Quentin goes, no, I think we got it, Sam, but you know, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. If you feel like you want to do it again, and say, oh yeah, I'm going to do it again. I want to do one more take. And then Quentin goes, we're going to do one more take. We're going to do another take for Samuel, because, and everyone says, because we love making movies. That's one of the sayings of Quentin Tarantino. So we're doing what we're doing because we love what we're doing, basically what he's saying. Mm-hmm. And then to see someone the caliber of Samuel L. Jackson, who is, you know, amazing. He's kind of a god in a way, perform and still pushing himself to the limit and wanting more, another take, just to like, because he feels they could do better. That just, it just kind of encapsulate the reason why I do what I do. It's just kind of like, just a passion, which a lot of people don't see. You only see what you see on screen or on TV, but behind the scenes, when you see real actors, the reason why they're stars is not just because, oh, this and that. This guy's really put in the work because they really care. And that's why they became superstars. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for me, as a actor, to be in the business, where, you know, I'm still growing, I'm still climbing. You never get to a point where you feel like you know it all. Because you constantly, every day you want knowledge. You learn every day. You can learn from anyone, and to be in the front of a master like Samuel L. Jackson, and also an amazing master like Quentin Tarantino, director, and seeing how the heavyweights, they do it. And it just motivates you to push yourself harder and try to be the best that you can. It's just like you working with someone that you emulate, that you look up to, that inspires you to do what you do, and seeing their work ethic. And that just oh, that's something, just thinking about it, talking about it, just gives me goosebumps. Just being in the same presence as Samuel L. Jackson and seeing what he's doing is just speechless. Leaves me speechless. I can't, you know. Very few people are fortunate to work with people like that. And I feel blessed to have been able to work with even Fish. We call Lawrence Fishburne, we call him Fish. And Fish is just amazing. Like, he'll do a scene and then boom, he's finished. He's joking with you. And I'm thinking, oh, doesn't he have to like stay, you know, then it's not till later on I see these guys, when you've been doing it a while, that you can actually go do a scene. And then when the director yells cut, you can come back and just like, oh, hey, how you doing? So yeah, what were we saying? What we're talking about? And that blows, you know, that usually, before that used to blow me. It's like, are these people superhuman? How is that? How can you do that? And Fish is like so smooth, man. I was just like, he was the coolest cat. Lawrence Fishburne, we call him Fish. He was just like, so, I was just like, wow. That was one of the people, like, and then working with Bill Cobbs and watching Bill Cobbs and, you know, Art Evans, and those are old timers. And you see all these cats, and, you know, and then getting a chance to work with Nick Cage in Lord of War, who is also very giving, a very talented actor, giving as an artist. And yeah, and seeing Leo do his thing is just wonderful. I gotta say, I've been blessed to work with some, and also working with Antoine Fuqua, whom I actually just ran into 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago in LA before coming out of here, who kind of guided me, such a huge mentor. And I'm blessed, man. I can't complain. And it's just going to get, you know, bigger and better. As long as I just stay focused and just do the work.
Wow, I know that got to be insane. Just you going to school in Florida, and now you just here in this position, and it's like,
yeah,
happened fast for you. But
no, it didn't happen fast, man. That's the thing. It's just a lot of work, you know, in between the many days which I didn't have, you know what I mean? I didn't have jack. You know, like when what was it? Was the rappers like, people only see you, like, I think it was Biggie, where it says, you know, I used to hang out, you know, read what was Word Up magazine, and you know, and people don't know, like, you know, when you're in shit, ain't nobody thinking about you. When she start happening, then you got people coming around. Oh, hey, how you doing? You remember? Get out of here. So you know, but it's real though. That's just real talk, man. That's real. Yeah. That's, you know.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So, yeah. With that being said, what words of encouragement will you share with aspiring or upcoming actors or actresses who is looking to be successful and just make a name for themselves, for, you know?
Well, look, I to be honest, I just say straight up, is this really what you want to do? You got to really ask yourself every day, because there's no guarantee. There's no guarantees. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the work, as simple as that, and just hope that somebody, you know, you grab somebody's attention. Because if you think, oh, knowing this person or going out with this person or that person is going to help you, that ain't going to, you know, that's where all this Me Too situation came around, you know, because people think, yeah, I know they're going to go out, and then they get played and all that. The thing is, seriously, study, take acting classes. It's so important. Whether it's going to take good pictures, don't take pictures where you're going to go put so much makeup, or like, oh, you're doing a picture for your friends and family. No, you got to think about, you also got to find out, who do you see yourself as? Do you think you see an actor, an actress that you feel that you like, or you kind of like similar to in a certain way? And just try to see whether it's an actor or an actress that you really like, that you feel like you could be heading in that direction, and just kind of see what their trajectory is. I think the basic is just basically be honest with yourself, do the work, do theater. Like even Denzel goes back to New York or Broadway to go do a play, and that's just dedication. And Denzel doesn't have to do, he's already made a name for himself, but it's just a discipline. You understand? And just, you know, you do the work. Even now, like I read, I have books that I read just to like keep my mind, you know, going, and certain movies I watch. Like one of my, you know, like actors that I really, really look up to, and I was fortunate to meet him once, was Sidney Poitier. And I was just kind of thinking about what he went through during that time period, and how he's, you know, he's so stoic and so strong, a strong Black man, and just a leading man. And that's someone I aspire to be like, you know what I mean? And especially around that time, what he stood for, you know, around, you know, and I read books, like some of the books I'm reading right now, I'm a big fan of James Baldwin. You know, I read Dostoevsky, I read different things. It's just being articulate, being letting your imagination go and not keep yourself in a narrow-minded, I see things in only one frame. You understand what I'm saying? Just be open, and don't let nobody put you in a box, because that's not how God created us, to be put in a box. Do you understand what I mean? So you have to break that. You know, you have to break that. The people that came before us, they got to break the chains and break that box, get out of that box, to be able to view African Americans or minority in a different light. There's all, you know, there's a rainbow of blackness. You know what I mean? So that's what I try to teach myself. And I always tell, you know, young, start learning and reading and understanding who you are, because that's going to come once you know who you are and you love yourself. It's a lot easier for you to deal with and to handle people, or to handle anything you're doing in your life. And as long as you have, as long as you're tenacious and determined and just block everything out, just know what your goal is, your objective is, and just keep working at it every day and practice, do the work. And I promise you, someone's going to notice you. And be around people like other people that inspire you to be your best, you know?
Wow. See, I think that's why we connected, because I was just researching more and more of you, and there was something there. And even from what you're telling us, and you were in a position that many people would love to be in, and you're humbled by that position, and you understand your position and your role in life. And I love that, how you speaking that, and people are gonna watch this, or you know, they're gonna listen to it and like, man, you're gonna change a lot of way people think and perceive different aspects of people, you know. So,
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know, I hope so, because I also feel like we are, as humans, I think we all created for a reason. So if I can, through what my platform or through what I'm doing, make a change, or to be able to affect somebody, to go in a positive direction, or to say, you know what, I can do this. I can, you know, someone gets inspired by me, you know, because a lot of times, you know, if you get to, you know, successful, and they forget that Martin Luther King, Thurgood Marshall, all those people went through so much for us to be here, for you and I to be having this conversation. So if we can do something to help our future generation or people that come in after us, then before God takes us, then you know you've done your job. You not just came into this world, into this universe or this earth or whatever, and just be like matter. You know, matter has no space. You just occupy space and time. That's what matter is. But I think it's important to be here and do something, and not just be only about you, and give something back, and that is more fulfilling than just take it. I think that's just my thing.
That's what we do with our nonprofit, Still I Rise organization. Outside of the magazine, we go out in the community, we get back to the youth and so forth.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. And just keep doing it, man. You know, and by us having this interview and you sharing it with your followers or people around you, and hopefully someone can learn something and someone can take something, and hopefully someone can pass it forward to somebody else. And that's the way we should start spreading love and positivity rather than, you know, only have just negative connotation, negative, you know, or,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the way I think, you know.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You shared a lot of wonderful information.
Thank you.
Before we conclude, would you like to share anything else that we may have not discussed?
I don't know if you guys know, I'm really proud of this little film that I did that came out this year on VOD, The Obituary of Tunde Johnson. It was directed by, we call him Mr. Leroy. Leroy was one of the creators of, was that show, Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's with one of the kids from 13 Reasons Why, Steven Silver. And if you go on my Instagram, if you just put in on Google The Obituary of Tunde, Tunde Johnson, you see it. And I want to share, and I really, you know, it was written by a young brother that came out of USC, and first screenplay, and it got made, did well at TIFF, and it came out this year. So I really want to support that movie, and hopefully, you know, people go see it. And of course, I have The Purge coming out July 2nd, and I'm doing this show now in Canada called the Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol. Dan Brown wrote Angels and Demons, Da Vinci Code, that Tom Hanks plays. So this is TV series, and The Lost Symbol is about Freemason and symbols, which in DC, is based in DC because all the there's so many symbols in DC, you know, and also Freemason is so common underground society in Washington, DC. So, and this show is going to be on NBC Peacock in the fall. So.
Okay, Sammy,
Nice.
that's nice. So we're gonna continue to follow your career, see what's going on.
Thank you.
Hopefully the next
Thank you.
5-10 years we can say we know Sammy.
Hopefully sooner than that.
Okay, next year, end of the year. Okay. So
Don't get it twisted now. Shit, they ain't seen nothing yet.
so this has been a pleasure, Sammy. So
Pleasure is all mine. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much. You'll have a beautiful day. God bless.
Likewise, God bless you too.
Bye.
All right.
Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Hold your head up high to the sky, so high as the days go.